Hey guys, welcome back to the biggest agricultural platform in Namibia known as Ngombe, which means headman of cattle. My name, of course, Mitchell Mutumba Simata, aka the headman of cattle. Before starting this video, I just want to tell everybody, don't forget to hit that sharp button. Hit that sharp button if you like this content. Hit the subscription button and turn on the bell notification. With that, we'll turn on the bell notification. So today I'd love to talk about dung, cattle droppings, the droppings the cows leave, and how this can be used to help us actually identify certain things in our livestock, particularly in our cows, if our cows are sick, are healthy, or they're not getting the right nutrition from what they eat. So without wasting any time, let's get into this information. Dung is an important indicator of the nutritional status of a cow. So it's useful to know what different types mean. Cow dung as an important diagnosis technique. Get to know dung. Ruminant dung is made up of undigested feed residue. This residue includes gastric juices, bile, and pancreatic and enteric, cellular debris from the gut mucus. It also includes product extracted into the gut's mucus. It also includes products extracted into the lumen canal or cavity, and cellular debris from the microorganisms that grows in the large intestine. A 680 kilogram cow must slough off about 2,500 grams of cells from the gut wall daily. This represents about 500 grams of protein, some of which is reabsorbed in the lower gut. Interestingly, humans absorb about 4 kilograms a year of their own sloughed cells. A cow's wet fecal mass differs from 30 to 50 kilograms daily in 10 to 20 portions. The moisture content may differ from 60 to 80 to 85, depending on the food. Water loss through feces and urine equals about 31 liters of each, expelled over nine extractions a day. So combined water loss through urine and dung can total about 60 liters a day. Evaluating dung. Dung can tell you about the cow's nutritional status. The correlation between total equivalent dry matter and fat connected milk yieldage should by now be accepted as an undisputed fact. A desirable dung patty is 3 centimeters to 5 centimeters high and about 35 centimeters to 37 centimeters in diameter, with a thick porridge consistency. Check dung quality and consistency to evaluate the suitability of the cow's ration based on the following. Soup consistency. This is unacceptable. It can cause a soup consistency is unacceptable. It can cause a benign diarrhea, body mass loss, and a decrease in butterfat yield. Benign diarrhea could be a result of extreme lush ryegrass pastures, which are protein content of over 20%. The moisture content of this dung will exceed 90%. Thin porridge consistency. This is not firm enough to form a pat. It shows that there is a slight excessive lush pasture intake, too much protein and extensive salt. Thick porridge consistency. This is firm enough to form a pat, the ideal. It indicates that the correct balance between protein, water, fiber, and concentrates a nice plop sound can be heard when the cow is defecating. So this is what you want to hear. Plop, plop, plop. That's the proper one. Thin dome consistency. The patty is about 10 centimeter high and 15 centimeter in diameter. This is typical of non-milk cows and heifers on mostly dry hay, plus a little pasture or maize silga, of quite low nutritional and digestibility value. Plaited dome consistency. Dry fecal balls with a high fiber content and a distinct plaited surface area are a sure sign of dehydration. The large fiber insufficient cup chewing. Chemical analysis. Despite the huge diversity of feed rations, the chemical analysis of a cow's dung listed below is quite constant. This proves that 70% to 80% of nutrients are deprived from microbes and microbe activity. Moisture should be 60 to 80%. Protein should be 17, so 2.7 nitrogen. Calcium should be 1,4. Phosphorus should be 0.8% to 1%. Sodium should be 0.4%. Potassium should be 1% to 2%. Magnesium should be 0.3 to 0.4. Sulfur should be 0.1%. This information this interview was actually by Mr. Malcolm Stewart Berger, who has more than 40 years experience in the ruminant husbandry. He founded the Society of Master Dairymen and designed the Maxi milk system. He is currently a part-time consultant of Nitex Feeds and Doris. So that is on not livestock, but let's say on cow dung. Looking at cow dung, that's a lesson most cattle farmers should know, that if it's too porridgely, too very more like diarrhea, it's like a porridge but very thin. Looks like a porridge, but just looks like a porridge, but it's extreme diarrhea, benign diarrhea. This is something you have to try to avoid, meaning that your animals are getting lots of ryegrass and are getting lots of protein. When it's a bit, it's a porridge but a bit thin, that just indicates that there's a lot of grass in the field. But what you want to avoid is when the manure or the cattle droppings have a plaited dome, which is a problem. It tells you that the animal is not really chewing enough and the animal is probably dehydrated. So those are things that your livestock manure, your cow manure can tell you about your animals. It can give you an insight as to what they're doing in the field, what they're eating, and what exactly is going on. So that was my 2 cents by an interview that was given by Mr. Malcolm Stewart Berger. He gave an interview and that's what he had to say. They call him the dung doctor because he always observes the dung of his livestock to actually know what exactly he needs to do, what's going on internally in his animals. Should he feed more of this, reduce this, stuff like that. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say bye for now.